Thursday. I'm convinced it's Thursday. I'm afraid it's me today. Janine is going to do MailChat tomorrow. I've got wet hair, excuse me. Janine is going to do MailChat tomorrow where she will update you about her events and what she has upcoming and all of her visits. I'm afraid you're stuck with me today, so I'm just going to blabber on about animals and things that come into my mind. So if you have any questions, please ask. I really can't answer anything other than what I might have in my very small sphere, so please bear that in mind as well, but I'll do my best. So we are outside on the deck today, and I should probably turn this round and see if I can show you. You remember this deck is where the puppies used to be, so I'll try to not invade everybody's privacy. So we have our table on our umbrella, and a little seating area, and these are not dead, okay? Not dead. They are communing with their inner selves, and there's the goats out over here having a wander. Sorry, Michelle, I'll bring this away from your home. Hello, sweetheart. I'm a boo-boo. And the other goats, look, see, they're not dead. They're just, the flowers are just past. Not dead yet. And there's the goats, and the pond, and the chickens. And the windows have just been put in. They're absolutely fantastic. And I'm about to paint them or stain them or whatever it is we're going to be doing. So, there's an update in the deck. That's all I've got for you. We have... We are going out for a birthday meal, so that is very exciting for a friend. So that involves showering, sort of like after barn chores, which is alien to me because I don't do that till later on in the day. So showering after barn chores and trying to get ready to get out in time, which is super fun. But you know, I'm halfway there. I just have to dry my hair, which I hate doing. But hey, never mind, can't be helped. So today, I did more gardening. I'm quite getting into this gardening thing and trying to keep things alive. Hopefully, maybe. I'm not definite about that bit yet, but nothing has died yet, and so that is fantastic. And I'm feeling quite buoyed with optimism that I can maybe keep things going for quite a bit longer, and maybe actually even have them living, which would be wonderful. And so today I did another bit of gardening because I've got things to plant up. We're just putting everything in planters and not actually in the ground because the ground slopes and it is very rocky, exceptionally rocky actually. So we're taking our chances and keeping things above ground, which I think is working out just that little bit easier, I would say. And this afternoon I had somebody come to see one of the rescue's horses, and so it looks like there will be one that will be moving off of Meredith soon, so that's super news. That's good. That always happens in the hottest part of the day, but hey ho. So I had Misty in our mule, and Misty is now sporting concrete boots because, quite frankly, I am having the hardest task keeping flies off her. They eat her. She's a fly magnet, and it's miserable. And the fly boots aren't working. Probably because she doesn't keep them on, but the fly boots aren't working. The ones that we did manage to keep on, the flies are going down inside and having a nibble, and it's just miserable for her. So I bought poultice, which is like kaolin clay with cooling agents in it, and I have slapped that on her legs, all 4 of them. So it should be nice and cooling. It should take down any inflammation from these fly bites, and also it will turn to concrete basically, and it will just flake off. So I'm hoping I get 24 hours out of that, and then once her legs have calmed down, I'm going to try another fly defense. I'm absolutely flabbergasted, really. I've never ever come across such an animal with the Well, in fact, Arthur used to be really bad, but she is just a fly magnet. So poor soul. So she is now not best pleased with me, and also because I had slapped this on, it's like stockings she has on. They go up to sort of like her first over her hoof and up the lower part of her leg. So what she did was she's flicked her tail, and her tail has gone into all this wet poultice. And then she's obviously flicked at flies that are on her side, so she's now got stripes. She's got white stripes down her side. So she looks like a very unusual mule, and she is already an Appaloosa mule. So she has spots and spots on her muzzle, and she's got white and brown spots on her back and her flank. So now she's got stripes. So I give up. She's totally and utterly in disguise. And I think there was a study done, and it basically said that animals that were had this sort of like a black and white striped coat like a zebra, they are actually less prone to flies. So maybe this is something that will work really well for her. One never can tell, but it is interesting, and we'll wait to see what tomorrow brings, because it could be quite something. And down in that paddock as well, we have Mr. Enzo Ferrari, and he is not best pleased at the moment because he is definitely on his diet. I took everybody else out to feed them in the main barn so as not to get him upset, and he was absolutely spitting chips at me when I came back. So he's I think it's terrible, because I didn't actually realise that he was putting on so much weight. And I think it's because I see him every day, I handle him every day, and it was me that was feeding him because he's mine. So it wasn't until the vet said he's a bit tubby, and I went, Enzo. I said, Enzo runs all day. I said, that's my sports mule. And then the farrier came out and he said, well, he could stand to lose a bit of weight. And I was like, you're joking. And I stood back and I looked at him. I was like, oh my very goodness. He's getting a bit of a cresty neck, and that is not good. So he's on diet food, and he won't eat it. So he's on a super diet, because if you won't eat the diet food, you're not getting anything else. So he's not the happiest of boys at this precise moment in time, but he shall get there. And then we're going to be bringing Pam's horses across the road because we've got a horse that will be going back via Heading Pond. It leaves us with our herd dynamics sort of like slightly knocked off. So Pam's horse and its companion, that's Katie and Merlin and Magic, okay, and they will be coming back onto the main farm. The problem is we are missing a gate, and it's the gate that separates the two, the right-hand sheep paddock from the left-hand sheep paddock. And normally what we do is introductions over the fence line and get everybody happy. But we're going to have to find another gate, because we had to remove it because it has been growing wasps. It's a hollow tube, a metal hollow tube gate, and it's growing wasps. And every time you touch it, the wasps come flying out, and they're not very happy. They're a bit like Enzo. They're in the diet club. I don't know what it is, but the wasps come out and they're a bit pissed off. So not only do we have a fast and furious and very upset Enzo, we've now got very angry and not best pleased wasps. So we're winning at annoying things in that paddock. So we need to get another fence in there, or another gate in there, so that we can actually separate the paddock and start the next part of the programme. So it's going to be busy. I'm hunting down a fence. I think we've got one somewhere, and we'll have to get it refixed. So that's going to be what we're shifting in the next day or two, which will be super fun. And it's going to be another busy weekend, because the weekends are always busy. Nick and I do a full day on Meredith on Saturday and Sunday, which is actually lovely because it allows us to get ahead for the week. But we've got there's something happening tomorrow, and I can't for the life of me remember what it is. I think I might have written it down, which is good. Aid memoir and all that. So I'll have to try and work out exactly what we've got going on. Oh, I've got a goat in a wheelbarrow, or Janine's got a goat in a wheelbarrow. So I'm going to have a look-see at the questions and see if we have got anything in here that I can answer for you. Yes, hello everybody. It's a lovely view, isn't it? And it's not just the view, you also get the acoustics. Although, you see those acoustics with the fountains? I was mucking the sheep barn this morning, and I realised, and it's always messy, it's really difficult to keep it clean and sanitary, and it's just like the gift that keeps giving. And I realised that as I was in there mucking and having to move the sheep out of the way to muck underneath them, I might add, is that there's this constant tinkling noise. And I think we've got a herd of sheep that leak, because all they do is they come in the wee, and it's just constant tinkling. So it's a little bit like having that fountain in the background. It's super fun. I'm going through these questions. You've been watching the show jumping, Fernanda, or the dressage. Yeah, I'm beginning to think that container gardens are maybe the way forward, because this seems a heck of a lot easier than in the ground, especially when it's so rocky and you know. I think I'm going to be one of these gardeners that keeps moving things round about, so it might actually be quite helpful. Well, the cement boots were actually working very well before I left, and she didn't seem particularly offended by them, which is actually quite a good thing. One of the things people, I think, sometimes forget about it is it's not just the fact that the flies bite and that they can transmit diseases and also lay eggs, which then turn into maggots, which is horrific. It's the fact that the equine also stamp their feet, and when they stamp their feet, they start cracking their hooves, and that's a whole other area of problems that we then encounter. So it's flies, they are the gift that keep giving, I'm telling you. So these cement boots, and I call them cement boots just because that's what when they dry out, that's what they look like. It's poultice, so it's a big thick like plaster, and it's and so you put it on, you rub it on thickly and layer it on. So she's got this, it's probably about 1/4 of an inch thick poultice is drying all around her legs. So it'll be interesting to see how much of it is still left on tomorrow. But what I want to do is, where the flies have been biting her, it's very red and raw, and this is a cooling poultice, so I'm hoping that it will take any heat and irritation out, and then I can work out what I'm going to do with her, because tomorrow is another day, and I'm going to have to come up with something different tomorrow, and I'm not sure quite yet what it is, but I've got a good few hours to think about it. Oh yeah, it's Boyd. Thank you. I was thinking, what have I been talking about again? Yes. So I'm still reading. No, Misty eats the same grass, drinks from the same water, eats the same hay, and has exactly the same feed as Alfie. So I don't think there's anything in it. And in fact, she gets the same feed as Boone. So I think it's just the flies are... I think we've had so much humidity that the flies are absolutely flourishing. So I think that might be what the problem is. Is it frozen? Gosh, I hope not. Because I'm actually attached to the house. So I'm hoping it's not frozen. It is. It's good to see from different angles. The house has 3 bedrooms, and we created a 4th bedroom in the condo. And it has 1 bathroom. No, 2 bathrooms. There's a bathroom upstairs. I don't go upstairs because I'm not very good in this. I have a touch of vertigo, and I am very unreliable on the spiral staircase. So I couldn't really tell you what goes on upstairs. But it is up there. That's why I think I'm such a fan of Carlene's ropes that you hang on to when you're going downstairs. I think they're absolutely fantastic. I'm just checking to see if there's any other questions sitting here. No, I think I've answered absolutely everything. That's amazing. So I am going to go. I am going to dry my hair, which has now got to the stage where I technically, if I was interested in styling my hair, is probably at that sort of like styling part. But hey, and we're going to go out and come back and see what that's like, because I don't think we have been out for a meal in I don't know how long. Could actually be totaling into the years, so this is a bit of a novelty. There we go. So I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend, and I think see you back on Tuesday, and it will be super, and Janine will answer all of your questions tomorrow, and that will get you all up to date, which is wonderful. So thank you so very much for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Night night.